What's going on YouTube? My name is Jared, this is Jared Gaming. We're doing something a little different tonight. I've never done this before, with the exception of the intro video, but we're doing a video just for the sake of YouTube. Usually I do a Twitch video, I will try to edit it, I'm a little behind on doing that, but that's where we start and then we go from there. What's different about this one is that it's Tekken related and it's something that happened offline, and it's very essential to how I grow at the channel. If you haven't already known and you guys aren't following the Twitch, I'm actually a long-standing Tekken fan, but I did try to start taking Tekken seriously when Tekken 8 came out. We went to EVO in Vegas, we got top 1500 or top around that ballpark of the people who competed out of like 4,500 people. So that's very good for a person who just hasn't played Tekken, right? I plateaued after EVO, or like right before it, and I stopped playing for a while. I took a break. Then I came back and broke my plateau. Now, I kind of thought to myself, maybe it's time to start getting a little better at Tekken. So I started reading some things, seeing what I can do a little better. And I had a friend who was streaming. His name is Dotson X on Twitch. I will link his Twitch down below in the description, but the point is that he was playing and inspired me to practice. I was having a really good practice night, and then he did open lobbies. I decided to join in the open lobbies, and man, did I get my butt kicked. But the point is that through the lobby, not only did I beat my friend Dotson once, who's the Tekken Emperor, and that's a pretty good thing for me because I was able to handle with pressure just a little better, but I beat a Tekken God, which if you know me historically, I'm not great at the game. My win-loss ratio is like 46%, so we're trying to work on consistency and getting things better and fine-tune where we can. But the fact that I was able to beat the Tekken God by doing certain things that I just fixed makes all the difference, right? So I think we're gonna do two things. We're gonna watch the match against the Tekken God where he absolutely just destroyed me, right? And then we're gonna watch the match where I won, and I'm gonna give you my perspective on what I was thinking, what I did good, what I changed, and just what I can do better for next time. We're gonna examine it together. I think this is important not only to showcase on the channel exactly the depths of how much I like Tekken, what kind of content you guys can see on my channel from now on, but also just for me to track my progress, right? Right now, I'm a Raijin. I just beat my Fujin plateau, and we'll see from a Raijin perspective what I think I did good and what I think I did bad. So, let's watch the replay where I lose. It's a 3-0, right? It's pretty bad. We're gonna select tips for the right, but it doesn't matter because we're not really paying attention to the tips, right? Now, I'll pause where I can and explain where my thought process is on certain things. Not everything, obviously. Okay. So, I sidestepped and I did 1+2 because I saw someone doing that as like a starter to theirs, and this is where I did really bad because I'm just copying people, right? He missed a punish. His low connected, but he didn't get anything off of it. He didn't go for the full combo. And then we traded, right? Now we both kind of disengage. See, I'm trying to like poke him. I'm going for a low. I went for what I thought was a really good low there, but I have a bad tendency if I do a low, I'm like, oh, another low is gonna work. I did a very linear low and paid for it. I tried doing a wall rising move. I'm not thinking. I always spam kind of one whenever I'm rising, and we have another trade. I try to get my pressure back with my forward 2, and my sentai, and he just blows me up for it whenever I eventually miss. I land that, and I think I can go ahead for another forward 2, and he just beats me. I'm doing a lot of linear approaches, right? I'm playing very linear, which isn't great. I sidestep again. He sees that coming, and he punishes me for it. Now I'm trying to condition him with the ones, but I'm doing that maybe one too many times where I'm hitting the low out of sentai. Not doing great. Blows me up for it. I'm on the wall. I tried to interrupt him. It worked. Right there was interesting, right? Not that it was necessarily a bad call, right? Because we're back in like neutral, not neutral, but you understand, it resets right where we were. But the thing is that I'm trying to implement what I think is good, which is frame trap pressure, right? Out of your, while running 3, Reina gets a frame trap. And I'm thinking if he just tries to get up or press a button, either my mid's gonna hit him or he's gonna guard. But the other option is that he can just kind of sit there. I don't need to always be super aggressive. This is where I start realizing I'm doing terrible. and I freak out. Another sidestep to try and avoid. More sidesteps. I'm doing that just because I know it's safe. Try to get a grab in, a cheeky grab, nothing. Try to go for an armor move because I just freak out. And he goes for a regular grab and just blows me up. I'm freaking out. It's a lot of freaking out. Now I'm assuming that he's gonna go for some sort of high maybe, or maybe I was just hoping he was gonna back up and take it a little slower. And so my command dash low would get him. Obviously he's attacking. Still a lot of linear movements. I did 1+2. He's just sidestepping me. Doing hell sweeps. He's just sidestepping me. Again, I do the low out of Sentai. Blows me up for it. I'm pretty sure he gets the wall carry here, and this is where I die. Right. Now I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. I sidestepped a little, stopped, just blocked. This move is punishable, but I guess I don't get that. Right? So here I could have done something better. But I just kind of, I think what my problem is that I play a lot by the animations and not by the frame data. And so animation-wise, it looks like we kind of just both reset. I'm not thinking that he's minus. I'm thinking, oh no, we reset. It's a safe shoulder, and this is just what I reap the benefits of. So I gotta try to go again for a sidestep just to beat out whatever I think he's gonna attack with. And I go for a low. I forget that the low puts me minus, so I'm backing up just to freak out. And I try to press a button thinking that he was gonna whiff, and obviously he didn't, and he blows me up, right? Very stupid moves. Very, very stupid, I would say. Very stupid plays. But what happens here is that a couple of other people play, some other dude plays that's not necessarily better than me, but in some ways better than me, because they play a lot more patient. They play a lot more slow. They're punishing. They're not doing anything grand in punishes, but they're letting the other person kind of just like get frustrated and do things. They're not committing to everything necessarily, and that's not necessarily a good and or bad thing. But with, I guess, a Tekken god or whoever's higher, they tend to like to play a little more smaller Tekken at times. They'll see what lands, they'll see what doesn't, and from there they'll gauge on what to do next. And I don't do that. I'm like either full tilt or I freak out and I defense. But I start implementing, I think, halfway. Like, what if we just played a little slower? What if we changed what we were doing? And what if I try to hit confirm what I think I can hit confirm? Right? So let's see what happens here. I do have to say, I do something really dumb here, though. I do something really dumb. I'm going to point it out because I think it's worth pointing out. How dumb. If this loads. Now, I do want to note this is one of my better stages. In terms of my win-loss ratio, this is one of my better stages. I'm not sure if that plays a part, but... Do you see this move? It's minus 15, so he could have very easily have punished me if he wanted to. Very easily. I did that on start because I was hoping he was going to be super aggressive. I saw he was being aggressive in certain things, but doing moves that were slower. So it was like an attempt at a read, but not a great one on my part. But he doesn't punish me, so we keep playing the game, right? Okay, this is interesting, right? Not that this is anything grand, but it's a great behavior change for me. Usually, if I go for the sweep, I will go for something like 1, because I'm trying to jab, and it's a misinput, or I'm just pressing, just mashing buttons, right? I'm not thinking intentionally what to do next. This was very intentional. I told myself, when I do hell sweeps, if I land them, I should at least attempt to go for my faster input on my wall rising, which is my 4, and try to go for a stance change. I tried to go for a stance change, it didn't really work, and then we just did a kick, right? Because my stance change wasn't correct. I think I was holding down forward instead of down to a stance change. That's okay, right? It allowed me to do this. So now I think to myself, let's apply some frame trap. We do forward 4. It's really important that we see what the hell I did there, because that was something that I've been trying to practice, right? Forward 4, down forward 1, sentai. Not that that's great, right? But the idea is that the forward 4 and then the down forward 1 is a frame trap, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure Forward 4 into down forward 1 is Reina's frame traps. One of them. But you can, if you wanted to, just down forward into Sentai. I went for a grab because I don't really go for grabs. And I'm trying to get out of the habit of either going for the low or going for the 4 out of Sentai. This was dumb. I did 1-2, right? 1-2 is not great. I have a bad habit of always trying to fish for that, and then I get punished for it. He didn't punish me. So a lot of this is also the Paul's just not doing perfect punishes or like optimal punishes, but that's okay. We're trying to learn on how to capitalize on this stuff anyways, right? Goes for a grab. We actually broke the grab. Good for me. We pop heat. Again, I'm doing very linear things. He blows me up for it. Good for him. I wake up with a low. And now I'm just trying to condition him, right? We go for a 1. We go for, I think there was a 2 there. And then we go for a grab just to see what he reacts to. This was just kind of cheap. I wanted to go for a low, but I want to kind of throw him off. So we went for Heaven's Wrath, and then we went for the Key Burst. Then I tried going for the rolling low, which wasn't a great call. He kicks me out of it. We armor crush, and we go for the 3. The 3 was great, because I don't usually go for the 3. He was ready for it, and he ducked. And he did not punish. I could have probably have seen this coming better, but I didn't. Now I know it says I could have ducked that, but I'm not used to Paul or his moves, and I did try pressing there. I thought that was the end of his movement, pressed something else, and he blew me up for it, right? Now he's in heat. I'm realizing, let's try to poke him out. He gets me with the hop kick. Good for him. I guess he saw that I was trying to do another low. He's starting the round, he's just small Tekken, right? I go for this again, but I change it up this time, right? I didn't just go for that. Then I went for the sidestep low. So I was still going for a low, but it was a sidestep. But now we're playing a little more passive. But again, I get caught by that, because of course I did. Try to go for an armor move, thinking he's going to continue pressure. He did not. We break the grab. We're getting better at that at least. I do a move that he's not expecting, which is just this raw Sentai grab, to at least get some sort of mix-up and change where I am. But then again with the bad habits, right? 3 plus 4 into, I think it's 4 or 1, and then it's just punishable, right? Paul especially can take advantage of that because he blows me up. Now I realize I gotta lock in. So now I start playing a different approach, right? Someone had told me that to do forward 2 more, right? Right there was just forward 2 because I misinput, but it was the same principle of like, stop trying to just do the same routes over and over. 1-1-2 into Sentai, or down forward 1 into Sentai. She has a great forward 2, and forward 2. And then that forward 2 was just, I guess we can call it a poke. It was really meant to be forward 2, but that's okay. Right? It helped me disengage. He blows me up again because I think I went for an Electric Wind Godfist for whatever reason. It was dumb. I keep seeing that he's going for somewhat highs. So I'm like, let me at least try to catch him with something that I think is going to high crush. Now, this is also a good switch up that I'm doing, right? And what I mean by that is that what I would usually do is activate heat for the armor, try and get some sort of hit on guard, and that's how I activate it. I activate it, pop it, and just stay in place because I figured he's being a little more hesitant, right? So now I'm trying to play the mind games that he's playing. Throw him on the ground again to just kind of reset, right? This was kind of lucky. This was also kind of smart, I suppose. The cartwheel when they're down, right? The idea for that is that if you're trying to go for a mid hit anyways, hopefully you low crush a kick that they're trying to do. I think handspring or whatever it's called will beat that. But if I hit them, great. If I don't hit them, because I'm in heat, I can forward twice and I'm safe on block. So I guess you could say it was high risk, high reward. But my thought process there it was a better switch on my Oki than what I was doing before. This was also kind of just a read, but it was a better read, right? It was a better reactionary read onto, I figured he's going to attack. He kind of poked me out in the beginning before that he was just going for lows. I thought he was going to go for the same thing, and we just go for the high kick. Or hop kick. We blow him up with what I know. Wall carry. Get this here. I figured now he's thinking what to do. I figured now he's thinking what to do, so let me go ahead and try to see if I can get a sneaky, like the charge off, and I did. But I autopiloted, which wasn't good. Usually, whenever I land that, I'm better at recognizing when it's a counter hit. I just figured, and this is my problem because I respect my opponent too much. I figured he was going to block it, and on block, that armor crush only allows you to 1-1-2. I did not confirm what I should have, and so I lost out on a really good. That probably could have won me the round right there, but it's okay. We come back. I try to go for an armor crush. Obviously, he punishes me. He punishes me with a grab. He tries to grab again. He does this grab, which was interesting. I figured he's going for another high because he keeps going for highs. So we blow him up with the same thing, right? I think to myself, let's go for the heat. This time, I didn't hold back on the heat because I figured if he tries to get up immediately, we'll just hit him again, right? Didn't happen, but we still recovered enough in time to block whatever he's doing here. Wait for him to whiff. Hit him with the correct punish, or one of the correct punishes, I think, which is 3-4-4. Armor move, stupid, right? But here, one check, grab, right? Command dash in, hell sweep. Try to raw sentai, grab. Cartwheel. Actually, cartwheel is interesting. I kind of want to examine how minus I am on cartwheel. How minus am I on cartwheel? So we're poking him, right? He didn't blow me up, but he should have. He broke the grab, good for him. Okay, I'm -8. So this isn't a terrible attempt, right? Because then I do disengage immediately after this, which is what you should do. I should disengage. So I hit him once, and then I figured he's gonna try to go for something else. So instead of trying to like repeat pressure, try to keep to something else, I just go ahead and let him do what he wants, and I just guard. And it pays off, I would say, pretty well, right? We're able to block. We see this coming. I guess the punish technique for this would be forward 2, but I just kind of, I mean, we attempt it. Maybe that's an input error on my part. I need to get a little cleaner with my forward 2s. But I understand the idea of, okay, now it's my turn, right? Forward 2 into 4, because now I figure he's freaking out. Now we have the advantage. I try to down forward 1, see what happens, nothing. And now I'm just playing frame advantage, right? Because now I realize, okay, this guy isn't reacting so much to my sentais, or is trying to either blow me up with moves that are going to be super like combo heavy or anything, or something. So I'm playing against my frame advantage, right? I did a down forward 1 after a move because it gives me the most advantage, right? Went into sentai, did a throw, did a forward 4 so I can get more frame advantage, and now I'm just poking him, right? I see he's doing that. I wanted a quick punish, so we went ahead and went for the 1-2. This isn't a frame trap or anything, but I was hoping that after that he would try jabbing and I could catch him with this. So this is just, I guess I was wish punishing, but it worked, right? For whatever reason, he wasn't able to punish me here. I guess it wasn't the correct punish. And I just back up, disengage. We're good. Hit him with this. I know I have pressure. We're doing a better job at just sidestepping, guarding, not letting him dictate the match. I realize here that I'm safe if I do this, which was true. We blow up his guard. I recognize that there is a punish here. We went ahead, go for the punish, got a wall splat. I couldn't think of anything after that wall splat, and so I hit heat, which isn't terrible, right? It's not a terrible option. Can't really do much with heat anyway. He kind of goes for another wall splat. I try to go for another cheeky charge, because I figured maybe this is the same setup as last time. He might freak out, and maybe we can win this. He kind of recognizes. He doesn't hit me. He could have hit me as a low while he was there. Didn't do that. Rolls out of the way. I see him doing that. I go for something stupid. I go for a cartwheel that, thinking again. Remember I told you the mid, right? If it hits, it's cool. If not, I could cancel it if I was in heat. I think in my mind, I'm thinking here, I'm still in heat. Obviously, I'm not. He blows me up for this, and I feel dumb. But I have the health, so I'm not freaking out so much. I see he does that again. So we just play to what I know. I'm like, okay, he's gonna go for something there. Let's just blow him up again. Now it's going back to me being just a little more defensive than what I usually am. And this was great, not because it's guaranteed or anything, but now I'm starting to realize I don't just have to keep doing mids whenever they're on the floor. I don't have to just keep going for that, especially now if he's waiting. So that was a great reaction off of literally what just happened, where this dude is waiting for me to do something stupid, wait on the floor, and then react to that. So I'm like, if you're just gonna stand on the floor this time, I'm gonna go for the low. And it works. Not the best gameplay, not the greatest learning experience, and not the greatest match ever. But the point is that what we both thought, both of those players there, would run a certain way, I was able to finally adapt in a way that I didn't on that first game. First game, I was super predictable, super linear, kept making the same mistakes, couldn't adapt at all, didn't change things. This game, we still did kind of the same things in some regards, but sometimes we did something a little different, and we went for it. And so when I was playing it a little slower, that I was able to get control of like my emotions and my mind and just my nerves in general, we won. We won out big, right? We didn't get anything super optimal. It wasn't like the most immaculate. I'm not even, you know, Yagami. I'm not that level yet of Tekken. But the point is that we're getting there. It's growth, you know? Well, before I would get a wall splat and not know what to do with it. Now I at least knew, okay, he's on the wall. Let me at least press a button here. Let me at least get a punishment here. Let me do 1-2 because it's a fast punish right now. Let me do 1-2-2 to get the wall splat. So there's just, it's a learning curve, you know? And it's beating a Tekken god, right? So a Tekken god who thought it would go one way with a Raijin or whatever was happening there, it didn't. He blew me up 3-0 in the first one, and then we came back from a 2-game deficit to then take all 3 rounds. It's growth. We're gonna try keep learning more with Reina. We're gonna try doing better. I gotta get back to the basics of just doing frame traps whenever the opportunity arises. I gotta stop being so linear with my gameplay, learn how to play small Tekken more, and do better punishes, I think. Also, my option select could use some work, which sounds like I just need to get better at the game in general, but believe me, those are specific points. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please remember to follow the YouTube channel. We also have our Twitch, and we're always streaming there pretty frequently during the week. But if anything changes, you'll be the first to know on that Twitch, and I might even link my Discord below. But that'll be it from me. My name is Jared. This is Jared Gaming. I love your faces. I'm praying for each and every one of you. Remember to keep God first in your life. Remember to keep that video game grind going. And if I had to give you a tip, because I tend to give tips at the end of my videos, it's to remember to VOD review. Don't just VOD review and go off of whatever the Tekken tips do, because obviously the Tekken tips don't give me much. But just catch yourself. See what you're doing wrong. Try to understand why you did what you did wrong. And then just look at the frame data. Sometimes just looking at frame data and recognizing for certain characters what you can punish is great. Now I know if Paul's going to do that shoulder, he's minus 16, I'm going to try and blow him up a little bit more. We'll see what happens. Try VOD reviewing. Good night, everyone. Have a great one. See you in the next video.